From the pages of the Double Gun Journal, Volume 1, Issue 1, Winter, 1989. The L.C. Smith, written and photographed by Brad Piearson. Professor Basquette would be proud of me. He was my teacher in a fourth-year journalism class at the University of Colorado 30 years ago. At last, an opportunity to expose my journalistic skills to the world, however limited they may be. I graduated with a degree in conservation education, a course consisting of liberal doses of English composition, journalism, biology, botany, geography, and geology, with a sprinkling of certain required subjects intended to broaden one's general knowledge. As I recall, it took 2 trips through Psychology 101 before I retained enough understanding of the workings of the human mind to get on with the rest of my life. I grew up in a small town, Bridgewater, South Dakota, which is less than 30 miles from where I now live. In spite of its lack of size, Bridgewater has its claim to fame by way of being the birthplace of George "Sparky" Anderson, the Major League manager who has the enviable honor of being the only person to have won World Series in both leagues. I'm famous also because Sparky and I learned to ride the bicycle together. I've always been interested in guns in general, and shotguns in particular. I still remember the cool October night in 1944 when I walked over to Mr. Beebe's house to pick up a little well-used single-shot .410 my father had purchased for me. Its modest claim to fame consisted of the initials HSB Chicago and the stamping of a rooster with RUSO stamped across the breast, but to my 10-year-old eyes it was a thing of beauty and a joy forever. I don't know how many yards I mowed or cans of cloverleaf salve I sold to pay for my insatiable hunger for ammunition, but it certainly was more than I'd be willing to undertake today. But this article is supposed to be about L.C. Smith shotguns, not an autobiography. I can't recall exactly what started my interest in this fine gun. Maybe it was an article I read, or a particular gun I had seen at a local gun show, or it could have been old Fred Nagel, who owned a long-range field grade. I used to admire it, and he would even let me shoot it once in a while, but I couldn't shoot it like he could. Any duck or goose unfortunate enough to find himself within 60 yards of that pair stood very little chance of making it back out to 70. The first LC I bought that could be considered as the beginning of my collection was a beautiful 16 gauge. My wife and I had gone to the winter gun show held annually at the Sahara in Las Vegas. This was in the early 60s when most of the interest was, and still is, in Parkers and fine English guns. I was nearing the back of the showroom when I noticed a table display consisting of several very nice-looking doubles. After asking permission, I gently picked up the one I thought most appealing and read on the right barrel, L.C. Smith Trap Grade. The left barrel was marked Hunter Arms, Fulton, New York.